Hi guys, on the day I'm filming this, it's my friend's birthday, so a lot of crazy stuff is happening, and so today we're going to do Degrassi Season 2 characters and my opinions on them. Again, I watched my Season 2 video, where I did talk about relationships in that video. Again, I'm saying we're leaving relationships to a whole different video so I can dive more into them more in depth. We will be done with Degrassi after the relationship videos because there's really nothing else I can do. Yeah, so let's dive into the characters. So, Joey Jeremiah. I really admire Joey in Season 2 because we see his role more of a father. Like, we see his role as a father more is what I meant. And I really admire how good of a father he is to Angela. And then when he takes on that role to Craig, he's a really good father to him. Paige. Paige is still a little bit of a mean girl, but then obviously tragedy strikes her and she starts to become more of who she is. And I really admire Paige in this season for what she went through and how she didn't let it take over her whole life. She persevered. Craig. I did like Craig when he first showed up. I felt really awful for him. Obviously, the situation that we were introduced to Craig with is just awful and beyond anything you could ever say. I do like Craig. I liked him when he first showed up, and I thought he was a really complex and interesting character. So when they decide to do what they did with Craig later, I think that was the best character to choose it for. Jimmy. I still like Jimmy in this season. He is a big sweetheart, and his storylines are a little bit all over the place. But I do think his hatred towards Stohn was a little bit much at some times, but, you know. Spinner. Spinner is not the best in this season. He slut-shames Paige without saying it, and I don't think it's the best. I mean, regardless, she shouldn't have broken off her date with Spinner, but he shouldn't have slut-shamed her by saying, when she's like, don't touch me, and he's like, why not? Everybody else does. Not the best. Ashley. Ashley, I feel like, is just trying to make amends with everyone this season, and I actually like Ashley Season 2. Even when she becomes goth, because it's that teenage era where you're just trying to find out who you are. Terry. I absolutely adore Terry, and I adore her girl power moment in Season 2, and I just adore how she's there for everybody. What I did see as rude, something I don't like about Ashley Season 2, is saying, Ter, when a boy likes you, you'll get it. And that was just uncalled for. Liberty. Liberty starts to calm down a little bit, Season 2. She has a crush on JT, but she starts to calm down a little bit and starts just, you know, being Liberty. There is that one episode where she's a little bossy, but at the end she realizes that that's not the way to be. Sean. Sean has a lot of problems, a lot of problems, and he doesn't know how to deal with them. So he lashes out. Sean this season, I was okay with him until he was like, yeah, Craig, let's drive the car, or until he got drunk at Jimmy's party, and that was a little too far. JT. JT is still the same JT. He's still funny, cutie. He's still the same JT. And you can see how much he actually cares about Toby, which is so nice to see that from somebody. Toby. He wants to be popular, which is just everybody's thought when they're a teenager. They want to be in with the popular crowd. And he's like, let me do wrestling. And, you know, I just feel bad for Toby because he always felt like he was second best. Emma. Emma is still a little bit all in her head, especially when she yells at Simpson. More on that later, but Emma is a little bit all in her head and still a little bit judgmental, and yeah. Manny, I still like Manny season 2. Manny's still an adorable little girl, and she's still just trying to figure out how to live her life. And honestly, I think Emma should let her make her own decisions, because sometimes Emma can be a bit judgmental of Manny, and Manny's just trying to make her own decisions. Mr. Simpson. So, Mr. Simpson, still love him, still think he's a great character, still think he's a fantastic teacher. Mr. Radich. Still don't like Mr. Radich. He still seems a little unfeeling, like not really, you know, important. Ellie. I love Ellie. I love how Ellie's just got this don't care attitude, like she's not gonna let people push her around. I love Ellie. And I like Ellie and Ashley's friendship. I think that's the reason why I like Ashley this season, is because of their friendship. Kendra. I like Kendra. She seems like a really cool, really chill girl. And I like her. And she's also badass too, which is amazing. Hazel. I didn't really like Hazel season 2 because of a certain storyline that we're going to talk about a little bit later. I like how it made her come to terms with who she is, but I don't really, that was just bad. Bad Hazel. Dean Walton. We all know Dean. I fucking hate Dean. We all know why Dean's bad. I don't think I need to dive into that. Marco. I love Marco. He's not really that big in season 2, but he's a big sweetheart in season 2, so I love him. Angela Jeremiah. Again, little cutie, just growing up. And they, of course, bring up that Manny reminds Craig of Angela because they're sisters. Miss Hatsalakos. I really like how she told JT, like, teaching is my life, and that's why what you did really hurt me. And I like how they had that heart-to-heart moment, so I really like how, you know, they bonded in that way. Lucy. She's a badass adult, I'm gonna be completely honest, and we'll talk more about her when we're in junior high and high, but she's badass. Jeff Isaacs, Toby's dad. We don't really see a lot about him, to be honest, so I don't really have an opinion. Tracker. I still hate Tracker. Doesn't matter where he is, doesn't matter what he's doing, I still hate Tracker. Mr. Armstrong. I still think he's a great teacher. Mr. Armstrong is one of the best teachers. Same thing with Miss Kwan. She's one of the best teachers that Degrassi had. Caitlin Ryan. Kind of the same thing. She didn't really change that much from the last time we saw her. So, you know, she's still doing her thing out here. Chantel Sauvé. Miss Sauvé. I'm going to say I think Miss Sauvé is the best guidance counselor that school ever had. Like, she went through so much, and I just think she was literally the best guidance counselor. Kate Kerwin, Ashley's mom. We don't see that much about her, just when the belly button pierce situation, but we don't see that much about her. Christine Nelson, Spike. Of course, again, the literal best mother on Degrassi. Maybe not the only good one, but she was definitely one of the best. And Dom Perino, Mr. Perino. I don't think we saw a lot of Mr. Perino, so I can't really speak, but I'll talk about Mr. Perino later because he's hilarious. Joey is an amazing father figure to Craig. Like I said, he is phenomenal. Sean is a good friend to Craig to get Joey involved to find Craig. I definitely agree with that, and like, that's what you got to do in that situation. And Sean was such a good friend to want to find Craig to help him. Emma feeling rejected was sad when Spike starts dating Snake. Of course, you know, Emma was the most important person in her mom's life, and now that her mom's dating, she feels like she's been tossed to the side. Spike helping Emma realize Manny was not in the wrong with the Craig situation was good. So, you know, they both liked Craig. They thought he liked Emma, but he actually liked Manny. So, you know, Spike being a good mother, helping her realize that, you know, Manny didn't do it on purpose. She is such a good mother, like I've said so many times. Paige is so dramatic for no reason, and cutting Ashley off was rude. So when Ashley was trying to apologize for what she did at the party, and Paige is like, I believe the word was hag, when she's trying to apologize. So I just found that rude, and Paige still shouldn't be mad about it because it was really so stupid. Emma can't just assume she won by favoritism. When guys like you date single moms, they always try to bribe the kids. So I don't agree that she said that, and I really didn't like Emma doing that. Then again, Emma was trying to get her point across, but I think she went a little too hard there. Emma apologized, which is good of her, good. I'm glad she apologized because she was in the wrong. Emma and Simpson call each other nicknames, which is cute, and I think that's just kind of like the dynamic of their characters getting along, and it's really cute. Joey's good at explaining why Craig driving the car was wrong. Another reason that Joey is a good father is he explained why driving the car was wrong. Paige is badass for singing the song directly to Dean. I do like how Paige was badass enough to be like, you know what, you're not going to control me. You did this. JT's a good friend for checking on Toby after the ED scare. And I really like how he said, oh, even Kendra was worried about you, and Sean asked about you, and everything, and he was like, dude, like, I care about you. Like, I think that was a really good moment for JT. Sean is concerned about Toby too, which is nice to hear because, you know, we never really see much about Sean. Terry calling out the ice cream boy is amazing. What do you make, ice cream boy? Manny saying for Craig not to talk to Ashley was out of line. Obviously, they weren't dating, so it was out of line for her to say that. We learn about Hazel here, which is good. Hazel bullies because of what happened to her. Hazel gets better, but in this episode, she was out of line calling Farisa terrorist chic. Spike stands up for her daughter, obviously, in any situation, which is amazing. Snake and Spike think the same about life, and it's cute. She says something that he would definitely say to her. Ellie pushing Marco about being attracted to her was out of bounds in my opinion, because you see he's like struggling with something. You see that he's obviously something's going on. You don't want to push him. JT knows when to apologize and own up to his actions, which is amazing. Miss H explains that teaching is her life passion, which, like I said, is very good for us to see that part of her, to understand her a little bit. Emma was being the good girlfriend talking to Sean the day after at school after he got drunk. And I think it was good for Emma not to give up on him and be like, I'm going to talk to you about this. Liberty was a bit too much during the game, like I said. The girls forgave her and gave her a jersey of her own for team manager, which I think was really, really good for them to come to the kind of like that common ground and be like, yeah, what you did was wrong, but you're still a part of the team. If Jimmy likes the person, the look should not matter. That episode irked me because it's like, if Jimmy said he likes Ashley so much, then why did the look bother him so much? He should like the person, not what she looks like. Emma standing up for herself is something I do admire if she does it respectfully. So she did it respectfully when she was supposed to apologize for the food fight. That wasn't really her fault in the beginning, but anyway. JT was so supportive about Dean, and I really like that. It really shows the growth JT has as a character. He was so tiny, but still went to beat up Dean for Paige. And I think that was really, really sweet. He was so tiny, but he still went up because he knew it was the right thing to do. Paige had real growth in this episode and season. Spinner trying to beat him up was amazing character development. So I love Paige's growth during this episode, and it really showed her growth. And Spinner going to fight Dean for Paige was really good. Even if it's not the best way to handle it, he still was really good for trying to do that. Paige yelling at Dean that she was coming after him was amazing too. And I got a real respect for Paige this season. Terry is so sweet, and you can see how much she cares about her friends when she talks to Craig. Talking to Craig about losing a parent, Terry has so much compassion for people. And I admire her so much for that. Mr. Radich sees them talking and leaves it because she's helping him. And I think it was best for Terry to talk to him instead of Mr. Radich. And Terry helps Craig realize deep down that he loves his dad, which is super sad. And I just admire Terry's character. So I saw your discourse on the last video. So again, this is all my opinion. You guys don't have to agree. If you agree or disagree, let me know down in the comments below. I want to see all of your thoughts again, like you did last week. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.